All right, self-reflection exercises for leaders. So why is it important to reflect upon yourself and upon your behavior for leadership? Well, first of all, it shortens the feedback loops. In self-reflection, there is value. Unproductive self-reflection is called pondering or worrying. In order to make self-reflection ROI positive, meaning you make more money in the long term than spending the hours on tasks that make the business money directly. Self-reflection helps you uncover your psychological weaknesses that may entice you to change behaviors, change course, or direction of the business out of fear. When you self-reflect, you find your shadow side. This allows you to have less fear overall in your life because most people are afraid of their dark side, their destructive, perverse, violent side that when not embraced and loved will find an outlet. So you don't have a choice. You need to find a way to express these energies. If you don't do it in a healthy and constructive way, you will invariably feel compelled to do so in an unhealthy and destructive way. Repressing these energies will eventually lead to mental fatigue until you give in. This is what can be seen in the frequent molestation incidents committed by the members of the Catholic Church. It is a normal occurrence in repression, in the same way as when a dam will eventually break. Even if it takes thousands of years, eventually the repressed energies will break free, even if it takes decades or of living life in repression. So what is the cure? Making peace with repressed energies. As I said in the example of the bishops, if you fight this energy, it's not it. You gotta sublime it and use it for something higher instead of fighting it. If you fight it, it will overcome you. So what is the cure? Making peace with repressed energies, making peace with the fact that we have both light and dark inside of us and we need both in order to be able to distinguish. In the same way as there is good and bad around us, there is good and bad within us. Pretending that those energies are not there will lead to less energy overall and committing horrible acts that are often crimes. How can we then express these energies in a healthy way? You can let them out by working out, learning to fight, chopping wood, etc. So self-reflection exercises for leaders. When in a leadership position, it is important to self-reflect. What should be reflected upon? As a leader, you need to reflect upon two things: employees, motivations and needs, and your own decision making, your needs to feel and understand yourself in the best possible way. As a leader, you will need to reflect upon your own actions, your one decision making, and what you did well and what you did wrong. As a leader, what you need to reflect, man, that's too much teaching. It's like with the finger, it's like, let me tell you what to do. What I would suggest for you as a leader to reflect upon is actions that you took. How much time did I spend at allotted? A lot is a great word for our vocabulary, exactly, towards getting my most important outcomes for this week. As a leader, you need to reflect upon what worked very well and what worked not so well. What you need to do in order to work more effectively and efficiently each day more. As a leader, what you want to reflect upon is the best practices of what you did well and what worked not so well. As a leader, the most important self-reflection is what hours you spend and allotted towards getting the most important outcomes. What needs are the needs of my clients that are fulfilled well, and what are the skills that are not fulfilled well? What have you done well and what have you done not so well that can be improved upon? As a leader, you want to understand your own needs and wounds, what you need to reflect upon, and what you're doing in order to meet your own needs and what it is that they need from you. What is it that they truly need and what they absolutely must have from you as a leader? So as a leader, what you want to reflect upon is the moments where you lost your temper, the moments where you messed up although you shouldn't. Understanding your emotions as a leader. Why do we want to understand emotions? Because it is ROI positive. Overall, you will make more money. Second, it increases your happiness and in so your capacity to make more money. ROI positive. When you are wise about your emotions, you embody a quality that a lot of your employees wish they had. So they look up to you, which leads to less power struggles and better leadership skills. Emotional control is an important outcome. Why you want to understand your emotions. Am I right? You will be better able to anticipate emotional charges which lead to emotional outbursts. In business, to have a long-term focus, it is better to prevent big fights that are your fault, which take a lot of energy to repair and make up for. So the time and mental energy to review the incident that you could have used to work. The time and mental energy you spent in beating yourself up about the incident. The time and mental energy to think about how to make amends and repair, which you could have used to work. Amends is a great word. Vocabulary like jewelry, valuable. The time and mental energy to actually make amends, vocabulary, abundant vocabulary. The time and mental energy actually make amends and repair. Friction time to switch between the adrenaline-laden and fearful state of conflict and concentration on what you need to work on to grow the business. Repressing the immune system, potentially leading to days of sickness and lost productivity. The time it takes to rebuild the relationship to where it was before the incident, the lost productivity of that partner or employee. Employee energy expenditure, to spend mental energy reviewing the incident, thinking about why that happened. Resenting you, which will manifest on how the employee talks about you to others. As you see, there are many downsides to erupting and losing emotional control. That is why it is important to prevent emotional outbursts, and the first step to doing that is understanding your emotions. Personal development for entrepreneurs. What is personal development? What is being developed, and how is this personal effort making you more money? Personal development for entrepreneurs. How is this making you money? What are we developing? The personality that you're developing is who you present yourself as to the world. Overcoming this personality is called awakening. The character still remains, yet the personality vanishes. Self-help advice for business owners. As a business owner, you're likely to seek out self-help advice. But what is the self-help that you are? But what is the self that we are helping? How is that self-help helping you? We need to define the outcome of self-help. Self-help means being empowered, meaning you have the power to change your own life circumstances. Self-improvement tips for leaders. A leader becomes a better leader when he is not being placed into the position of leadership, but when people choose him, as when they continuously affirm to him his leadership capacities. So what should you improve as a leader to make more money? Being aware of your own thoughts. When you are aware of your own thoughts, you learn to also be aware of the thoughts of others. You start to develop the capacity to read people's thoughts by their actions, voice inflection, and facial expressions, which is a valuable skill for every leader, because with this you will be able to notice when unproductive thoughts are being thought by your employees. As a leader, you want to maximize the quality and quantity of thought that any given employee plus towards the outcomes that they are trying to achieve. When you are aware of your own thoughts, you start to become aware of the thoughts of others too. Unless you are aware of your own thoughts, you will not be able to be aware of other people's thoughts either. Becoming a better leader through self-work. What does it mean to lead? It means to effortlessly direct the thoughts, feelings, and actions of your followers towards a common goal. It means to be the person that people naturally follow because they sense that he is where they want to be. That can be internal or external. Leadership qualities increased through inner work. That means bringing your darkness to the light, making peace inside with yourself, your past actions or inactions, your failures, your desires, your body, your thoughts, and your emotions. Inner work means looking within to distinguish what is you and what is them that you see in other people. Inner work means getting to love all parts of yourself. Inner work means aligning all of your thoughts, emotions, and actions towards one life goal. Inner work means distilling all your streams of desires into one powerful life goal. Inner work means shifting negativity towards positivity, shifting negative evaluations out for positive ones so that we evaluate that we perceive positively and so that we create a positive life. First through our will, then effortlessly through manifestation. Inner work means clearing out entanglements with relative and past loved ones. Inner work means getting clear about what you want and why. Inner work means healing wounds. How to be a mindful leader. What does it mean to be mindful? Certainly not full of mind. Mindful is being achieved when you have less mind, less thought within you. This is decent, man. Very good content. And what was it here? What is the self that we are helping? Yeah, exactly. So what's the self that we are helping? Why would you want to be a mindful leader? Mindfulness helps you with emotional regulation. Mindfulness helps with emotional control. Mindfulness helps with motivating employees by being mindful of their own specialities. Mindfulness helps you as a leader to pick up nuances and to read other people. This is an effect of increasing your mindfulness. Leadership through self-awareness. As a leader, when you are not self-aware, other people become aware of your lack of self-awareness. As people... This is great. This is great. As people generally rise in consciousness in order to remain a leader, you need to be better than them for them to keep respecting you. Fortunately, it is easier than ever to be self-aware. It means that you are aware of who you are, which means as a prerequisite to that, you have to know who you are. You can be aware of something that you're not conscious of. So become conscious of your patterns, your behavior patterns, your motivations, your trigger points become more and more important in the future as time and the development of AI progresses. The weak ones will be replaced, only strong leaders remain, only strong employees remain which have adapted to AI. This will give you certainty among your development. This will give you certainty among this development so that you can always count on yourself to know what to do next. Self-awareness can be practiced in many ways. What to know what they are. Want to know what they are? First, let's talk about what we actually are becoming aware of. Self-awareness means understanding yourself deeply inside of you. Self-awareness means that you know that inside of you are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. When you understand this in the right way, people will naturally gravitate towards following you as their leader, not just as one leader, but as their leader. From the beginning of time, leaders have been the most self-aware people of the pack. They have also been the strongest. So if you're not self-aware or strong, you will be replaced in your role as a leader by someone who is. Having spent years of learning inside knowledge will not be enough anymore to compete. You have to be self-aware, you have to be self-conscious. You have to be conscious of the self, that egoic entity and that identity with and move past it. Or rather, let it die. Dive deep below the water of emotions and face the fear of suffocation under the water in order to be free. Order of freedom, in order to be free. What order does the mind have? Or does your mind have any order at all? In becoming self-aware, there's a certain path. You can become self-aware by understanding your own patterns. What makes you happy, proud, friendly, harsh, criticizing. Generally speaking, what you tend to criticize in others is what you judge in yourself. This is self-work. What you like in others are the qualities that you have disidentified with. What you dislike in others are the quantities that you have disowned, pretending that are not there. Personal development for entrepreneurs. As an entrepreneur, you want to be constantly growing because the business growth is capped by the limit of your capabilities as a leader. That means unless you grow as a leader, the business can't grow either. You need to grow in your belief of how much money you can make, how easy it is to make that amount of money, your belief about how much money you deserve as a leader, and your beliefs of how good a leader you really are. Growth means growing stress tolerance. Growth means growing in personal belief and capability. Growth means growing in speed of thought. Growth means growing in the ratio between productive and unproductive thought, meaning how much time do you spend verbalizing things in your mind that don't matter for the ultimate goal, and how many thoughts over how much time are you verbalizing about your ultimate objective in life. Growth means to grow your capacity to affect people with your words. Growth means growing your capacity to influence yourself. Growth means getting more done in the same time or getting more done in less time. Growth means optimizing your thoughts, your physiology and habits for less energy expenditure so that you get more outcomes easier with the same energy that it took you before to move big obstacles. Personal growth explained. What is personal growth? Growing in the capacity to tolerate stress. Growing in skill level. Personal development strategies for business owners. What is tactic and what is strategy? Tactics are the actions of the direction that is the strategy. The same tactics can apply in different directions. A strategy is the direction of where you want to take things. Tactics are the actions that you take, and it matters with what intention and how intensely you are taking these actions. Strategies in turn is where you want to take your personal development towards. What do you want to develop and why? Self-mastery for entrepreneurs. What does it mean to master the self? First of all, mastering the self means mastering your urges, mastering your desires and mastering your thoughts and emotions. For self-mastery, what matters is the balance between control and setting up an environment in which control is possible. Let me explain. Controlling your thoughts means first that you are aware of your thoughts, which is the first step of control. You cannot control anything that you are unaware of. Being able to control your thoughts means that you do what you want them to do, meaning that they do what you want them to do. They shut up when you want them to. For that, it is necessary to understand the dynamics that thoughts are pointers. They call awareness to your conscious mind to resolve things, address things, or resolve unresolved issues. Controlling your mind means that you can replace negative and limiting thoughts with freeing positive thoughts, and that your thoughts obey. For that to successfully occur, we need to understand why we think negative thoughts. Here's an array of options of why that happens. Negative thoughts can occur as a relief and pattern and release pattern. That means that you let go of repressed energies, stress, physical tension through indulging in negativity. It is like crying or sex. You release tension and emotional load, and afterwards you feel relieved. Let me check if I have action. Yeah, I get it. All right. Okay, well, overcoming self-doubt as an entrepreneur. Self-doubt can come from various psychological sources. It can come from not being as good as you say that you are. Then you need to check in with reality. Do you need to push or build belief, or do you really need to get more results? Self-doubt can be a manifestation of a deeper psychological pattern. When some thoughts were made in childhood, that we can trust ourselves or that there is something wrong with us, then self-doubt can be the manifestation of that. It is important to be able to clearly distinguish between these two types of self-doubt. Building trust as a leader. The question is whom you want to build trust with. In order to build trust, you need to be able to trust yourself and have confidence in yourself. When you are unsure of an endeavor, or even worse, of yourself as a person and your capabilities as a leader, then other people will doubt. Unless you believe, other people won't believe it either, and then it won't become real. Unless you believe, other people won't believe it either, and then it won't become real. And then there's the question of what do you want to build the trust for? Trust requires faith. To be trusted, you need to be trusting. The faith that is required to trust employees is a reflection of the trust that you have for yourself. Great piece of content. All right, how to enhance decision-making skills. As a leader, the better decisions you make, the more money you make. And better decisions mean more good decisions faster and less bad decisions. What is a good decision? A good decision means that you are getting the outcome you wanted. And a good decision means aligning your resources required with the outcome that you want. And a bad decision is getting you further from the outcome. Decision-making skills are impacted by inner work. So for that reason, inner work makes you more money because it improves your decision-making skills. In learning emotional control, you make decisions rationally with emotional intuition as secondary factors, but not the dominant ones. In facing your fears inside, your darkness, the dark abyss inside, of silence, of letting thoughts disappear, of sinking into the unknown, of being alone, of rejection, you have less fear overall, and then fear won't stop you from making the decisions or following through on it. Decision-making abilities are increased. Resolving inner conflicts for business owners. Resolving inner conflicts is making you more money. Living conflicted is costing you potential earnings and make you lose money. Let me explain. Inner conflicts are the experience of being torn into two different directions. Something that you want and something that you don't want. When there is something that you want and something that you don't want, you experience an inner conflict. Inner conflicts can come from being pulled into one direction because you need an energetic release. But there is something else that you need to do. You want to work, but you cannot focus. You need to work, but you don't want to, and you feel like you need rest. Self-healing for business owners. What does healing mean, and how does it make you money? Healing means becoming whole, meaning that there is no schism in your psyche. All energies, desires, and past memories are successfully integrated. When you are whole, you have a higher attraction as a leader. The integration is shown and can be witnessed in your energetic radiance, drawing followers to you. And the people that you have been assigned to follow you, do so on their own accord because they energetically sense that you have something that they don't, which is integration and healing. A lot of people, most people, carry their wounds into their adult lives. That is why they remain dependent emotionally, financially, or even physically in the form of an unhealthy habit that meets emotional needs in an unhealthy way, or even an addiction. When you heal yourself, it means that you close the gaps within your psyche. Great piece of content. Holy Lord, let's go. Heaven, yeah. Effective leadership through self-healing. In order to lead, you need to be a leader where the followers sense that in following you and taking instructions from you, it will benefit them. In order to lead effectively, you need to be respected. And how does self-healing make you money? When you are a better leader, your business runs more efficiently. You set an example and raise the standard of the whole team. You set a higher standard for your direct reports to aspire to, and then they in turn set the standard for the employees working below them. Through healing yourself, you are able to set an example of what an integrated leader looks like, behaves like, sounds like, and feels like in the sense of how they feel emotionally when they are around you. In order to heal, you need to understand what it exactly is that you are healing inside of you. What are the psychological phenomena that you need to address in order to be a better leader? There are different kinds of wounds that need to heal. Healing always happens as a result of input of work. It is not an outcome that can be forced. But when you take good action that aid the healing, healing is likely to occur. In the same way as a cut heals, it is the reconnection of two parts that belong together, and the split that has been caused through an occurrence heals. In that way, healing is a natural process and it goes without doing. All you need to do is the healing processes is to identify the healing processes that are already happening and stop interfering with them. In the same way as when the cut heals by itself, the emotional wound that needs healing are also healing by themselves. All we need to do is to allow the healing to happen. When you believed scab was some kind of malicious fungus growing over your wound, you would be very distraught and trying to peel it off, making the healing process never complete. Man, there's some great words in here. Incredible. Yes, I am combining the free school community posts from the Incantation Nation with the posts that I have already written and repurposed them to post them in the community that I am a part of. Positivity is ROI positive. It helps you make more money. It helps you spend less time on things that you don't enjoy. It helps you spend more time on the things that you do enjoy. How to stop self-sabotage. Self-sabotage happens when there are two conflicting motivations inside of you at the same time. One motivation is to protect, another one is to expand. One is to be safe, another one is to be loved. One is to be special, another one is to feel connected. Self-sabotage happens when we unconsciously pull back whenever we are in the pursuit of a goal. Positivity is ROI positive. What contributes to a lack of positivity? Physical distress, eating and sleeping habits, fixing the inner phenomena that make you eat and sleep in this way that bring you out of balance. You make better decisions, you make faster decisions, you act more on the decisions that you made. You feel that you deserve more. It is unlikely that in a negative state that is being triggered that will energetically sabotage your success. When negativity comes your way, the stronger the positivity habit is, and the stronger and longer your streak is, the more resistant are you to negativity from the outside that comes your way by other people. Belief is ROI positive. When you believe, you speak with conviction. You can pump yourself up and transfer the belief to yourself because you have a reference experience of what believing in yourself really feels like. Belief lets you transfer this conviction to your employees so that they will have less fights. Friends, including a spouse. Isolation is a depressant. It invariably will lower your mood. As an introvert, you may enjoy solitude, but isolation means that you want contact but you don't have any. It's deprivation of connection that you crave. Friends help you hold yourself to a standard. Friends are a sounding board for your ideas. Friends help you stay on course of actions with your values. Friends help you. Actions, the most important piece, it is the action that life changes. Even without positivity, belief, and friends, you can change your life, but the hazard is that you will unconsciously take the wrong actions or actions that are related to coping whenever you are not positive or convicted. We want to take the right actions in the right way at the right time. These are 4 fundamentals of personal development. If you feel inclined to the direction of the law of attraction, positivity and belief will raise your vibration and enable you to receive ideas, insights, and help that are resonant with the energy that you hold. You will unconsciously reject higher vibe opportunities, and the mind will find a way to justify it if you are not in a high vibe state. That's why positivity is crucially important. If you feel inclined to the direction of no excuses, work hard, get strong, and achieve through breaking through your fear, then you will find that people you surround yourself with are a key factor in being as strong as you can be, because you yourself can only be your strongest when you are fighting as a team. Positivity and self-belief will not only help you to work your hardest, but you will also spend less time in low energy states where excuses need to be battled, so that you don't need to spend your energy fighting your excuses. Fight to progress instead. When you truly embody positivity and belief, you will get access to people you wouldn't normally have access to because they respect you for it. Being negative and selfish is easy. Being positive and believing in oneself so much that it shows, it's difficult. Because it doesn't come naturally. It needs to be trained, and that is what people respect you for. If you feel inclined to the direction of healing work to improve your life, by working on being more positive and believing, you are less likely to enter into negative states that could reinvigorate a trauma response. Now the trauma reinvigorates. Reinvigorate is a great word that goes into our vocabulary. The states, but it does go both ways. When you are more positive and believing, you handle your daily tasks easier, which leaves you less exhausted at the end of the day. Positivity. Positivity is one metric that we measure throughout the day. Why do we focus on positivity? Positivity is RI positive. Man, is my nose ever fucking stopping here? Man, fucking hell, for like fucking the last 20 minutes I've been distracted with this fucking itching in my nose. My fucking goodness, yo. Am I fucking lying or what's happening here? Ah, man. And then it breaks out of me all at once. That's what I mean, you can't really fight it. But what do I do in this situation, man? Do I fucking try to ignore it, or do I just scratch my nose? It's like, is this my fucking beard that's scratching, or the vibration of my voice is like horrible, man. Holy fuck. Man, alright, back to the work here. Positivity. Positivity is one metric that we measure throughout the day. Why do we focus on positivity? Positivity is ROI positive. Positivity will help you make your life better. Positivity is worth it because you make decisions faster. Negativity makes you take more egoistic motivations and worries into account. It takes you longer to think through decisions and gather the data to make the decisions. Positivity saves on each decision made from this state. You make the same decisions in the same time and can make more decisions and get more done. You make better decisions. You are more likely to act upon the decisions that you made. Yeah, swearing like that is not very positive at all, so I gotta take my own advice. But hey, it's not about perfectionism. It's about constantly and consistently reminding ourselves of it and just be better at it, right? You can see things from a larger perspective, helping you to come up with more creative solutions to complex problems. In negativity, you are... See how I'm like making my shortcomings right? So interesting. So interesting. In negativity, you are inside yourself. In positivity, you're more likely to take employees and customers into account. That is totally, completely right. It's a great piece of content. So others are more likely to say yes to whatever you ask for. You feel more deserving because you feel that way you know you want to feel. You're more deserving to make an ask and accept because you feel good about yourself. You have more energy because negativity uses up a lot of energy, whereas positivity generates energy from within. It is easier to convey energy. You convey ideas. You come up with creative ways to convince somebody and say the right thing in the right moment. Your voice inflection, facial expressions, body language, word clothing, pauses, etc. all match to convey the message, whereas in negativity, since the energy supply is used up for rumination inside of you, you don't have the energy to place that energy towards positivity. Exactly. Benefits of positivity. Your entire life integrates. You are in a better mood. You vibrate, your vibration raises. You attract better people because you have a quality that people want for themselves. You attract higher quality solutions because you don't drop into negativity that easily. Negativity is also a state associated with powerlessness, with excuses, and with blame. Feeding into this state until it has fully taken over the entire energy will make it more likely that you don't come up with creative solutions and much rather come up with statements and perspectives of powerlessness and lack of resources. Especially in these times where software solutions are abundant and there is a way to solve every existing problem in your life and your business, positivity is key. Positivity is king. When you're positive, you come up with more creative solutions to the problems in your life. You are more likely to act upon these solutions. Overcoming the friction of inaction is easier when you're positive and in a high vibrational state. Have you ever been in a really deeply negative state and somebody tried to make you laugh or cheer you up? It probably took a while for you to let go of the resistance to this state. This is because we tend to do only actions that are consistent with the way that we feel. It is a practice to get over yourself and get out of these negative states quickly and into action-taking mode. When you're positive, you tend to not only find better solutions, but you also open yourself up to higher vibrational solutions and ideas. Think about that. In a low vibrational state, only low vibrational ideas resonate. When you are in a low energy state of worthlessness, talking to people, asking for help, abstracting from the problems and seeing the bigger picture, as well as empathy and seeing things from somebody else's point of view, is not easy, because these actions and mental states are not consistent with a low vibrational state. So you will receive better ideas in this state. You will be more likely to act on these ideas because there's less friction in charging and changing from ruminating into action taking. The actions that you take will be less about you and more about other people, which is key in order to make your situation change and have the change last. Yeah, that's enough for now. That is enough for today. Benefits of positive